conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
It's fun. It's just two bald-headed goons just talking about nonsense a lot in a crowded podcast space. There's that one. We're here. Here we are.
Saturday on ESPN Radio.
High beat to left, and Guerrero, he hits one way up to the back of the bleachers and left.
It's a showdown in the American League East.
Power deep to right, third home run of the inning, another second decker. 5-0 Yankees, then rush.
The Yankees at the Blue Jays. Coverage begins Saturday at 2:30 Eastern with first pitch at 3:07 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app. Presented by Progressive Insurance.
Your favorite sports, teams, and exclusive live events are waiting for you on the big screen when you watch on the ESPN app. It's all of ESPN, all in one place. Your home for the biggest live events and the best championship moments.
This thing just got wild.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Looks like I spoke too soon. We now have an accident, Governor's Drive and Park Hill going down the mountain and up the mountain blockage. So it's north and southbound. Be careful to their emergency responders just now getting on the scene in that area. We've also got a lot of heavy traffic in through the medical district just down the mountain from there, and it's always busy in that area. We're looking pretty good everywhere else. No major delays anywhere else in the Tennessee Valley. Just be careful and have a blessed day. And if you're interested in helping support, if you own a business and helping support Mr. Traffic and the Tennessee Valley Traffic News Team, give us a call, 256-361-7736. Traffic sponsorships are available. I'm David Cruz, Mr. Traffic.
This segment of the show is brought to you by Lynn Layton Ford. That's right. My good friend Bobby White is now at Lynn Layton, and I'm right there with him. And you know what you'll never find at Lynn Layton Ford?
You need to move more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. You guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The big dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live. Here he is, the big dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond? Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Throwback Thursday in the Doghouse. I am your host, Thom Abraham. So glad that you have joined us for this this exercise of radio excellence over the next couple of hours. It is Throwback Thursday. That means throwback music throughout the show. And I'll be honest with you, I truly don't know where Grasshopper will go with this one. I mean, he's working solo this week, so I don't know where he's possibly going to go with this. I mean, I know that I got a few thoughts. I mean, just I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know where we're going to go. I don't know what we might be playing today. I'm trying to think of what could we possibly play today that would not be like totally obnoxious. I'm just saying, I don't know. You know,
I'm leaving today.
Yeah.
I want to be a part of it. New York, New York.
I'm just saying. Look, I'm just saying. Okay. You know, I'm from upstate. All right. I've been in the South half my life, but I am from upstate New York, not the city, not New York City. I know a lot of you think I'm from a stoop in Brooklyn or something, but I'm not. I'm from upstate. I'm from the country. I'm from a horse farm in upstate New York. But I hope you guys will just allow me to be a bit of an obnoxious New Yorker today. Just a little bit. I mean, can I just be a little bit? Just a little bit. All right. Now, I'm going to try and be as objective as possible with this. But what we saw last night was history. What we saw last night, the biggest comeback, and hence the biggest choke job in the history of the NBA. And the only thing that does not make that the single greatest game in the history of the NBA is that it wasn't for the championship, that it wasn't the final moment. It wasn't the final moment. And I'm not sure it still won't get that kind of love, that it still won't get all-time greatest. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. It's just crazy. And I hate to bring up 28-3 for Falcon fan. But that was for the Super Bowl, right? Into overtime. That was for the Super Bowl. This was not the title clincher last night, but it was absolutely ridiculous. And it is not lost on me that the Spurs completely screwed up the end of that game. And now it will likely cost them the title, at least this year's title. As I have said repeatedly, I thought last night's game was the championship game. I thought the winner of last night's game was going to win the championship. And as I sat there at my buddy Billy's house watching the first half with him and just looking at him and ultimately just starting to laugh as the Spurs made every shot that they possibly could have looked at. There were like 16 of 21, some stupid number like that, from downtown. And he was pulling for the Knicks. They don't care. He was pulling for the Knicks because he's my buddy, and he knows that I'm a Knicks fan. And I just started looking over at him, just kind of laughing. Just like, what is this? What are we looking at? Bo Estes and I, from NBA.com, we were texting back and forth. And I was first texting him about the horrific officiating. I could not believe how New York was getting jobbed in the officiating, but I'm not that guy. But I was that guy for a minute, but I'm not that guy. And then at halftime, when he alerted me that ESPN analytics gives the Knicks a 1%, they gave the Spurs a 99.5% chance of winning the game. At this particular point in time, he alerted me of that, and I told him that was the greatest shooting display I've ever seen in the history of me. And I go back to 1960. I'd never seen anything like it, what the Spurs did shooting-wise in the first half. Never saw it, ever. So I left Billy and Sandy's house after, look, speaking of comebacks, I mean, we played euchre. They hammered us in the first game. They destroyed us. We came back and destroyed them in the second game and then beat them in the third game. I mean, so that was pretty impressive already. I mean, it was already a night for comebacks because we took Billy and Sandy to the woodshed playing cards last night, our Wednesday night card game. But we sat down and we watched that thing, and it was halftime, and he asked me in the driveway, he said, "Are you going to watch the second half?" It's just a sports guy, of course. I'm going to watch the third quarter and see where it's at, and then, we watch something with my wife until she falls asleep, and then watch the rest of it on tape delay. But yeah, you got to watch it. Got to watch it. So I'm behind everybody by a half hour, 45 minutes, and my phone begins to blow up with everybody except for Grasshopper. I mean, hopefully he's at least watched the highlights by now. I don't know if he didn't watch it last night. But my phone, two of my sons were watching together. Danny and Tommy were watching together at Tommy's house. Joe was losing his mind. Billy was going off. Bo Estes was, I was getting stuff from everybody. Just absolutely blew up. Absolutely blew up. So I hate superlatives. I really do. Saying that this or that is the greatest thing ever. But that doesn't matter. The numbers say it was the biggest comeback in the history of the NBA Finals. That's what it says. Now, I'm going to throw an open question out there. The greatest sports things you've ever seen, because everybody has different life spans. You can go back to wherever, Miracle on Ice. But we had heard about that. We didn't see that live. We heard about it and then watched it on tape delay that night. But you had to be, you'd have to have been alive since 1970 to be 10 years old in 1980 for Miracle on Ice. So I'm open to hearing the greatest things that you guys have ever seen, the moments in sports. I got some that I'm thinking about because I don't like saying that's the greatest thing ever, I'm a guy, I was at Kick 6, okay? I was on the air during Kick 6. Just saying, what's more amazing than Kick 6? Anyway, we'll get that going as well. Now, having said all of that, about that, you can certainly react to that. But we have some other stuff scheduled for you today. I mean, we scheduled the show, in advance. We got other stuff scheduled for today. We have Bo Estes scheduled for tomorrow. We have Greg Wyshynski on the NHL final, which takes place now tonight. I mean, this is exhausting what ABC's given us. I mean, one night after the other. I mean, these incredible games. We have David Moulton, Greg Wyshynski, and Bo Estes scheduled for tomorrow. Today, there's this little soccer tournament that gets started. The World freaking Cup. And it begins in Mexico today and then in the U.S. tomorrow. Now, some are making it sound like we're equally hosting this thing with Mexico and Canada. There's 13 games being played in Mexico. There's 13 games being played in Canada. There's 78 games, including the final, being played in the U.S. So, the U.S. is hosting the World Cup, and, we're letting a couple of games be played over there, north and south of the border. Let's just be honest. So what does this whole thing mean? Who is the favorite in this thing, and how deep can the U.S. go? That's all we want to know. How deep can the U.S. go? Lukas Weese, I should say, he said, will be covering it for The Athletic. He's coming up bottom of the hour. Top of the 11, former NFL Executive of the Year, Jeff Diamond, will join us. Brought to you by Valley Equipment Rental. Well, news and notes from around the NFL, and we'll keep going with the phone lines. The phone lines are open now. You can feel free to join us and jump in and contribute. I know you guys hate me right now. I'm sorry. Can a guy be a fan? I'm not that guy. I am not that broadcaster that just said, I was a fan when I was 12 years old. I'm a professional now, and I've got to be objective about everything. No. I'm 65 years old. I'm a fan of my teams. I'm with you guys. I just have the microphone in front of me. I'm a dude that loves his sports. So if you want to contribute, 256-576-4977. You want to rip me? Rip me. You want to commiserate? Commiserate. You want to tell me how great that was? Tell me how great that was. You want to tell me other things that you saw live or on TV, moments that you saw that brought you out of your chair or that had you going nuts? 256-576-4977. That number's good wherever, however you consume the show. Philip might say the ball going through Billy Buckner's legs. I mean, what about that moment? What about Game 6, World Series, ball goes through Billy Buckner's legs? And the Mets win. A lot of these kind of moments. Text window is open as well. We'll read and react to those on the air. Put them up there if you want, if you can't call the show. 732-9TA-SHOW. 732-982-7469. And finally, you can watch the show as well on WZZN TV and the YouTube, Facebook, the X. My X feed is at Thom Abraham Show. And I'm so disjointed right now that I haven't even hit the hit, like, and repost. Okay, there you go. And now you can find it at Thom Abraham Show. And look, I'm fully aware that the Spurs collapse was as much on them as, the Knicks winning. Did the Spurs lose? Was it the biggest choke job ever or the biggest comeback ever? It's probably both. But look, there's 11 seconds to go in the game. The Spurs have a 1-point lead, and DeAndre Fox has the ball on a steal, and he takes it to the rack. He needs to pull that ball out. What's he doing? All he needs to do, he's got OG Anunoby on his hip. Just pull that ball out, skate around a little bit, and get fouled. Go to the foul line and burn some time. Run away from OG Anunoby. It was like 10, 12 seconds on the shot clock, and there's 11 seconds to go in the game. Shot clock's off. Run around. Make him foul you with a couple of seconds to go. But no, he puts the ball up. It gets blocked on the layup by OG Anunoby. And then with 5 seconds left in the game, Anunoby is on the inbound. Brunson puts the shot up, and the Spurs are just standing around as OG races down the lane for the putback. I mean, this is like basketball 101. Does anybody block out anymore? So when Billy and I are watching this thing, and Billy is like, he played basketball with the Apostles, you know what I mean? I mean, Billy's been around for a minute, you know what I mean? Like, to hang around with him, he makes me feel young. Except for on the golf course when he's out there shooting 3 over par. Well, Billy's like 77. And he's like, I can't believe how bad the fundamentals are. I mean, he knows hoop. He's been watching this for a long time. I mean, he's only like 5'3", but it's not the point. He knows hoop. And he's like, doesn't anybody rebound? Does anybody block out? Does anybody box out? I mean, what? And they're on that play. I'm watching that in bed. Now, Billy, he's not with me anymore. He's back on his couch or in bed maybe. I don't know where he was watching it. But, OG Anunoby's a clean run right down the shot gets put up. The Spurs, nobody's in rebound position. Nobody's boxing out. Nobody's taking the inbound guy. And Anunoby, when that shot's put up, Anunoby's at the 3-point line himself and races down the line for the tip-in. That's a statue. That's a statue. They finish it off. That's a statue. And then the Spurs get a bad look with 1.2 seconds to go. They don't even get a decent look at that point. Just crazy. Now, look, I'm a radio guy, and Mike Breen's TV call was incredible, but I'm a radio guy. So I want to know, what did it sound like on Knicks radio with Knicks play-by-play guy Tyler Murray?
Start spreading.
No, that's not it.
The news.
No, that's the other guy. That's the other guy. Sinatra was not on the play-by-play.
Anunoby, far sideline inbound from midcourt. Shamet, Bridges, Brunson, Towns. All it takes is a 2 to make history in New York City. 5.7 left. No timeouts remaining. Anunoby is handed the ball. Finds Brunson at midcourt. Launches a straight on 3. Missed it short. Tip by Anunoby. He put it in. Anunoby put it in. The Knicks take the lead with 1.2 to go. Anunoby
it's not
out
over.
of nowhere.
Yeah, Anunoby was out of nowhere. And then the inbound by the Spurs.
Towns, the 7-footer, defending the inbound.
This is partly home court advantage, as those fans have the right to stand and be as engaged as they'd like on that baseline.
What is this, a New York thing that we got to have female color commentators now? The Yankees have a female color commentator, and the Knicks have a female color commentator.
Bridges on Vassell, Hart on Castle, Robinson on Wembanyama, pass toward the middle, caught by Castle, dropped by Castle, his shot is blocked by Hart, and the New York Knicks just pulled off the biggest comeback win in NBA Finals history. From down 29, they take a 3-1 series lead, stunning the Spurs, 107-106.
So then it makes you wonder, so what did it sound like on the Spurs broadcast with Dan Weiss on the play-by-play?
Anunoby will trigger the inbound. Shamet's on the floor. Bridges on the floor. Towns on the floor, and of course Brunson. No timeouts remaining for the Knicks, so they got to get it in. 5.7 to play. Anunoby to inbound. Anunoby looking, gets to the Brunson, tiptoes the line, saves it, pulls up deep three, off the front of the rim, tipped up and in! And the Knicks have taken the lead with 1.2 seconds remaining. OG Anunoby with a follow-up tip.
So you should see the video of the guy. He's epileptic. He's a great, a good job by him, at least showing some emotion on that call. And then the final.
Harper, get the ball here from Courtney Kirkland. Looking, spotting. Oh, he was looking for Castle. Castle has it. He threw it up and he didn't get it off in time. And the Knicks win.
There you go. Guy was doing everything in his power to hold it together. And I don't know where Grasshopper was last night, but I know he's back there right now.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together out of spit and polish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
I have a sentimental weakness for my children, and I spoil them, as you can see. They talk when they should listen.
Give me back my son!
I don't like violence, Thom. I'm a businessman.
I'm telling you, there's an embarrassing press conference in that kid's future.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Do you hear the grasshopper, which is at your feet?
Old man, how is it that you hear these things?
Young man, how is it that you do not?
As quickly as you can, snatch the pebble from my hand. When you can take the pebble from my hand, it will be time for you to leave.
Now, I know that you get up probably at 5:45, but I get up at 6. And so maybe you were looking at the inside of your eyelids at that particular point in time. But, that was a where were you then moment.
All I got to say is I tuned in with 8 minutes left, and
did you really?
I did. I don't regret it.
Good for you. All right.
I got the notification from CBS, and it said the Knicks were on a little bit of a run, and I was like, okay. I guess I'll tune in, because this is a pretty big game, and I will say that that win definitely probably did the Spurs in, because there's no way, all right, the momentum from a team that thinks they're going to win for a majority of the game and then it just gets taken out from under them, there's no way you can come back from that. Not even on the professional leagues.
I don't know how they could. I mean, at this point in time, 3-1. I think it'll go back to New York. Spurs are a 5.5-point favorite, but in Game 5 on Saturday, or Game 6 on Saturday, Game 5 on Saturday night, they're a 5.5-point favorite.
Oh yeah,
but you want that celebration on your home court anyway. I think it's going 6.
I wanted to go to 6 because it might be good for one of the guys in the studio. So
yeah, it could. It's crazy.
Wild.
All right, let me get what happened to Billy? Did he drop already?
I think Billy dropped. Yeah, I don't think he's built like that.
Billy dropping.
Maybe
man.
he's not built like the legends. I mean, how many times has he called into this show? He doesn't have legend status yet.
He's not a good pig, Billy. He doesn't. The chicken and the pig theory, right? Chicken was involved in your breakfast. Your bacon and eggs. The chicken was involved in your breakfast. The pig was committed to your breakfast. Be a pig. LSU Lynch is up. LSU Lynch, welcome to the show. How are you?
Look here. The Spurs just put the S and suck it up. Dude, you're watching them just knock down every three anywhere they wanted to. I'm spitting out my black raspberry fudge ice cream going, damn, you can't miss.
Can't miss.
I've never seen nothing like it, And then just to collapse. And you are pros, okay? And this has been your whole dream, your whole freaking basketball career, is to be at this moment. You don't give up like that, Tom. Talk to me. You don't.
Well, why is the coach, first of all, why is he sitting on timeouts? Why is he not, why do they not have, on the inbound, make sure you cover the inbound guy? Why isn't that handled? Why is DeAndre Fox, when he gets the steal and goes why is he going for the layup instead of pulling it out and getting fouled and burning more clock? I mean, they played brain dead at the end.
I mean, they just went deep.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going to happen this next hockey game? I mean, it's like we said, just because you have the lead does not mean that you are going to win the game.
Yeah.
It does. This is great. I mean, this is great sport. Great sport.
It's night in and night out. I mean, and I'll tell you what, the Canes coming back with 3 goals in 39 seconds and then tying the game. If they had won that game in overtime, that would be an all-time, memory. The fact that they scored 4 goals in the last 9 minutes of the game to tie the game 4-4, but then they lost in double overtime. If they had won in double overtime, that would be something that would be on the NHL list like that.
I know my heart. The VA gave me this heart monitor. I know it has hit sounds on it that's out the roof.
So how about for you? How about LSU against Kentucky? After they had doused, was it Hail Mummy? After they had doused him with the water already, and they had won that game, and then LSU hits the pass down, when the tip ball, it takes the ball in just like the what do they call it? The miracle of Jordan Hare, or the whatever it was, the tip ball one. I mean, that was a moment.
Oh, dude, you an LSU fan, you have a lot of losing moments. It don't matter. That's why it's cold beer.
That was a winning moment, though. That was a winning moment.
Don't matter. It don't matter. You win or you lose. We lose. Hey, that's another day to get drunk. But I'm gonna tell you, I went to Costco. I got me some cod fillets. I'm gonna do the blackened fish po' boys and watch this game tonight. Because I'm gonna tell you what, it's gonna be something else. Who you taking tonight?
Canes will win tonight.
I think that's what you said. You said whoever picked up that other game. I think he was right on that one too. But anyway. Thank you for taking
win tonight,
my
I'm just going to say this. I think it's going 7. I think Canes win tonight. Vegas will win back in Vegas in Game 6, and then it's going to go to Carolina for Game 7. It'll be in Mayberry for Game 7.
I hear you. Well, look here. Thank you for taking my phone call. And Philip, get your happy ass on the phone. We want to hear from you, brother.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Let's get a break. World Cup starts this afternoon in Mexico. So we need to know something about it. Lukas Weese will join us from The Athletic next, right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
Have you ever turned your back on God? Have you ever absolutely known the right thing to do and just turned around and walked away in disobedience? I know that I have. Aren't we thankful for our great and merciful God who loves us and forgives us and remembers our sin no more? I'm so thankful that His mercies are fresh every day. I need that, and I suspect you do too. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, and if you're looking for a church home, come see us. We're smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison, and check us out at cpcfamily.org.
Cummins has kept the world running for more than 100 years. Since their founding in 1919, Cummins has been dedicated to leading the charge towards a future with smarter, cleaner power. Cummins sales and service locations are right where you need them when you need your engine or generator set service. And now, Cummins has a new Huntsville branch opening June 10th. They're located on Highway 31 in Tanner, just north of Calhoun College. Cummins expert technicians will keep you up and running. Call them at 205-808-2210.
Have you tried indoor golf yet? You need to check out The Golfus. The Golfus is Huntsville's newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue. Spend an hour on the virtual range working on your game or play more than 2,000 golf courses. Our grand opening pricing makes us the best value in town. And if you really love it, grab a limited time, unlimited golf membership for only $99 a month. Get all of the details at thegolfus.com.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. but it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188, and you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Thom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well, because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care. No appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the show is brought to you by my good friend Mike Owen at Owen Home Appliance. You know, I've known Mike for over 20 years, and no one knows the appliance business better than Mike. And he's always there to help support whatever we are doing on the show. And they've got all the major brands like Maytag, GE, Whirlpool, Electrolux, Speed Queen, and more. Visit the interactive location in Lacey Springs, where you can try the washers and dryers before you buy them. Owen Home Appliance Center. Quality products, quality prices, quality service. Owen Home Appliance. Welcome back, Thom Abraham Show. What are you doing? What are you doing, Grasshopper? Yes, the World Cup starts in Mexico, 2 o'clock Central Time today. What is it, some Mexico song, huh?
From 1986.
Wow, that sounds like it's from 1946.
It really does.
But Lukas Weese is a Canadian. He's in Toronto. I always tell people, you know, I grew up in the part of New York that New Yorkers call Canada. I'm like right on the edge of the United States. I was literally right on the shores of Lake Ontario is where I was born. I spent a lot of time in Toronto back in the day, and not so much anymore. We always joke with my oldest daughter about her being Canadian, if you know what I'm saying. But in any event, Lukas Weese is a staff writer for The Athletic and be covering the World Cup for the athletic part of their team there. He joins us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. He is also joining us on WZZN TV, so you can see his smiling face there as well. Lukas, welcome to the show, man. How are you?
Thom, I'm great. Happy World Cup Day. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, boy, I tell you what, you sound like my Canadian friends on the Bassmaster Fishing Tour, man. You got a little bit of that A in there for you. So that's good stuff. So yes, it's World Cup time, and you know, I know that we're hosting this thing in North America, but I'm going to be an ugly American right now and just say, we do have 78 games in America and in the U.S. You know what I'm saying? We got 78 games in the States. You got 13 in Canada, 13 in Mexico, including today, a couple of games to get things started. But this is really something. Has there ever been this massive a land mass that has hosted the World Cup? Because it's from Vancouver to Miami. I mean, it's just everywhere. It's just incredible how big the land mass is.
Yeah, it's hard to see. It's hard to find an event that covers as much geography. Of course, in 2018, Russia hosted the World Cup, and Russia, of course, is the biggest landmass country in the world. But a lot of those, locations were concentrated in a small area. So, look, this is what the World Cup is going to be. I think, Tom. I think you're going to have multiple countries hosting matches. The next World Cup in 2030 is going to be split between Portugal, Spain, and Morocco. So you're going to see a lot more of these because it's just so expensive to host an event of this magnitude and size. So you need multiple countries to host to reduce the cost.
By the way, the people that are watching us on WZZN TV, they see in the background OG Anunoby with the tip-in last night. I saw your note. Former Toronto Raptor, drafted by the Raptors in 2017, and goes on to New York in that trade a couple of years ago, and what a game he played last night. Everybody talks about the tip-in, but what about the block at the other end to start that last 11 seconds of that game? It was absolutely incredible drama.
Tom, that's one of the games of the year. I think when we look back at this year, when we look back maybe in our lifetimes, it's hard to find an NBA playoff game with that much drama. I mean, the Knicks coming back from 29 down to win. And I don't think this is a hot take, Tom, but OG Anunoby right now, the way he's playing, he's in the running to win NBA Finals MVP. He's playing incredibly well on both ends of the floor. It's not just the tip-in and the block, like you said. He's scoring. He's hitting three-pointers. So it's just remarkable to see. And look, fans of the Raptors remember him in the bubble in 2020 hitting a buzzer-beating shot against the Celtics in the playoffs. And he was just so nonchalant about it. And again, last night he was very nonchalant about it after making arguably the biggest shot in Knicks playoff history. So incredible moment, incredible theater, and definitely the reason why we love live sports was last night. That was amazing.
Is there? Now, I started my broadcasting career actually covering the Rochester Raging Rhinos, in the A-League back in the day. And I had been a football coach. I was a college football coached for 11 years and got out of that and ended into broadcasting. And I ended up covering soccer. And I was actually on the sideline when the Rhinos beat the Colorado Rapids. I was the sideline reporter when they beat them in the U.S. Open Cup several years ago. I think it was 98. In fact, I'm looking at my what do you call it there? The scarf from that deal back in 98. So I've been around the game some, but I can't think of moments, we're talking about, and later on in the show, we're going to talk about like the greatest sports things you ever saw. It has to be based on your lifetime, what you ever saw. Because last night, that's one of the greatest moments in NBA. If that was for the championship, that's the greatest game, in NBA history, I believe, the way that unfolded. What is a World Cup equivalent of that? Can you think of something that was so stunning that would happen, in the World Cup that would be the equivalent of that kind of a moment?
Well, I'll give you the last World Cup match that was played until today, the 2022 World Cup final between Argentina and France. I think that's the best World Cup final in the tournament's history. You had two super soccer nations in Argentina and France at the peak of their powers. You had Lionel Messi, arguably the greatest soccer player of all time, taking on Kylian Mbappe, this young rising superstar for France. Argentina's trying to win a World Cup for Messi. Mbappe's trying to win his second. And what unfolded in that match was pure theater too. Argentina takes a 2-0 lead. And then in the span of the final 10 minutes of regulation, Mbappe scores 2 goals to send it to extra time. Oh, and then in extra time, Messi scored. Then Mbappe scored again to send it to penalties. And then Argentina wins in penalties. Like, you just can't script a better soccer match than that, especially when sometimes, soccer matches can be a little bit more defensive, less scoring involved. So for a World Cup final where sometimes it can be a little bit of a stingy affair, that was an incredible moment for the sport to have two amazing players just perform at that high a level for the World Cup. And it's going to be hard to beat a final like that at this World Cup, that I can tell you.
Yeah, that was a spectacular. Now, when you said it, now I remember that. And 3-3 to penalties. But having said that, I'm going to say this. To me, what a downer to end it. I don't understand how they do it. They'll do this thing every 4 years. I got plenty of time to rest up. I cannot believe that in a World Cup final, we would settle it at the end on free throws. I mean, do something. I mean, I was a fan of it. In the A-League, they had the shootout where you picked up the ball at the 35-yard line, dribbled in, the goalie can come off the line. At least it was a little more than just a penalty shot. It drives me nuts that we end the World Cup on field goals. You know what I mean? It's like no, play to the death, take a guy off, whatever, every 5 minutes, do something other than penalty kicks. That drives me nuts.
It's heartbreaking for the team and the fans that lose in penalties, but I would argue, as someone that has experienced the flip side as a fan, when you win in penalties, like, the euphoria is unmatched. And look, Tom, I mean, I'm going to go to a few months ago at the Winter Olympics in the gold medal men's hockey game, which USA won. They won fair and square, first gold medal since the Miracle on Ice, beating Canada, their arch rival. And that was determined in 3-on-3 overtime, which you can make an argument is very similar, right? I mean, like, you play this whole game. It's one of the best games ever played, 5-on-5. And, we're going to then end it with 3-on-3 overtime when you could have, done continuous 4-on-4, 5-on-5. So, look, I mean, the World Cup boasts tradition. This is a tradition in soccer that goes back years. It is unfortunate, but it produces high drama. And as someone that loves the dramatic, penalties certainly provide that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Lukas Weese with us here from The Athletic, a staff writer that will be handling the World Cup along with a cast of many for sure. All right, so 48 teams this time. Now, we're going through this thing with the NBA or with the college basketball with March Madness. They've gone to 76. They want to expand the football playoffs in college to 24. Nobody wants that. Who wanted 48 for soccer? I mean, I thought 32 was perfect. What was the point of 48? And we go to 48, and Italy still can't make the tournament, which is mind-boggling to me.
It's wild. I mean, not to take too many shots at Italy because, man, they've taken a lot in recent years, but 3 straight World Cups, a country with that football tradition. They've won World Cups in the past, to have not made for 3 straight World Cup cycles, pretty mind-boggling. But to answer your question, I just think it's just an opportunity to bring smaller nations in the fold, right? I mean, they want more games. At the end of the day, Tom, it comes down to money, right? There's more group stage games now. There's an extra round of 32 knockout stage game. So that's going to bring in more revenue. So at the end of the day, it comes down to money. But I think on the human side, it's pretty cool for these smaller countries, right? Like a country like Curacao, the smallest nation in this World Cup. They would never dream of making this event in a 32-team field. Now they're in it. I think that the downfall potentially is what we're going to see. Is we may see some blowouts, right? Like Spain plays Cape Verde in the first group stage. Like that could be 3, 4, 5-0. I mean, which is, a huge blowout compared to the last World Cup where there were fewer blowouts. And the other thing, too, is there's no group of death, right? The group of death was always so exciting to see. Oh, what powerhouse country is not going to make it to the knockout stage? Germany, which won in 2014, fell victim to that in the past few World Cups. So I just think, look, for countries that are smaller, that would know, in a 32-team field would never dream of making it, they're now in it, which is great for that spotlight. But I don't know it's going to produce the best soccer for the group stage going forward.
It's funny you said that. I said the group of death. Now, you were looking for the group of death that's at the College Baseball World Series with Alabama, Texas, Georgia, and Oklahoma all on the same bracket, all at the same time. That's the group of death. We got no group of death in the soccer tournament, that's for sure. All right, so we need to know. I want to know who the favorites are, and then I need to know about the U.S. So let's start with the U.S. because that's what. Look, if this thing is going to have massive numbers here, and we got 20 million people watching this NBA final. We got 5-6 million people, 7 million people watching the NHL Stanley Cup final. We know worldwide what this means, obviously. But in the U.S., all right, it's going to be dependent on how far the U.S. can go. I remember 2002, Group of 8, or whatever they call it, the quarterfinals. I did a remote during that quarterfinal game at a restaurant. 100 people in Florida showed up at a remote for us all to watch on a closed restaurant to watch that game. So I know how it can happen. But in America, we only like things that we are good at. You know what I mean? So let's start with the U.S. What is the expectation and what is the high bar that they can get to? What can the U.S. do in this thing?
The expectation is they get out of their group. I think for all three host nations, and we just talked about the expanded field of 48, U.S. should get out of their group. I think it's an easy group for them. You know, they have Turkey, Australia, Paraguay. I think I would say, and maybe I'm being a bit greedy, U.S. should win the group if they're playing up to their potential. But this is a team, Tom, as you know, that is just underachieved. Like when people think of U.S. men's soccer, disappointment is the word that just comes to mind. And for a country of their size and what the investments have been put into soccer, it's mind-boggling that they have not won a knockout stage game since 2002, the round of 16. So this is a young core that's hungry, with Christian Pulisic leading the charge. Of course, Tyler Adams was celebrating the Knicks win. I mean, fans were holding their breath. Don't get hurt celebrating, but it looks like he's going to be okay. But I just think with them, their ceiling, to me, is a quarterfinal and beyond. But that's a big if, because again and again, we've seen this team underperform. We've seen them be a little bit hot and cold during the lead up to this tournament. So I'm fascinated with them because I think if they're playing up to their ability, they're a team that could easily make the round of 16s, potentially a quarterfinal. But I could also see this team struggling against Paraguay Friday night or making it out of the group and losing in the round of 32. So a lot of variability, but I think of the three host nations right now, I would say the U.S. has the best chance to be the best of those three.
Look, if we, and this is the only time I say we, I won't say we about the Knicks. I don't say the we about Alabama. I don't say, but the U.S. I say we because that's we. If we don't get out of the group, we need to stop playing. We just need to stop, okay? Because we're spending way too much time and money and effort to not, you know, in one of the biggest countries in the world, and you know, we continue to, as you say, underperform. You know, I think you know, we call it Sweet 16. You know what I mean? We use a basketball term. I think Sweet 16. You know, I mean, they got to win a knockout game. They got to win in the round of 32 and get to the Sweet 16. Eight, and you got a fired up country. You get to 8, and you got a fired up country. But Sweet 16 would be you know, at least nice. It would show growth at least in the program for sure. All right, the favorites. I mean, are we looking at basically all of Europe? Are we looking at Spain, France, England, those people? And what, you know, Brazil? Where are they at? Argentina? Who are the favorites in this thing, in your opinion?
So the three countries you first mentioned to me, France, Spain, and England. I think France and Spain are probably the two favorites to me. I think with what France is doing right now, led again by Kylian Mbappe, who I previously mentioned, and the way that Didier Deschamps, their manager, is employing that attack, it's just a lot more potent than it was even when they won in 2018, the World Cup. I think Spain is a team that gives France a lot of problems. I mean, we saw at the Euros 2024, which Spain won, and they have a great young player in Lamine Yamal, who, if he gets healthy for this tournament, I think is going to be a household name, potentially Golden Boot candidate for one of the best performers of the tournament. And then England, look, England is like, to use a hockey analogy, the Toronto Maple Leafs, right? They're a team that has all this hope, all these expectations, but always seem to fold under the pressure in the biggest moments. But they're playing at a really high level right now, Tom. And I think that, you know, Harry Kane said after one of the friendlies before the World Cup that he's in his best form of his career. So you got to take these guys at their word. If not now, when, it seems like with England. I mean, they haven't won the World Cup since 1966. So it would be great to see them go on a run. But the team to me that I would say that could spoil the party is Portugal. I think they're a very sneaky team right now. Of course, Ronaldo is on this team trying to win a World Cup, but they have a lot of talent on that squad that could really do damage for opponents. So they're going to be a very tough out. I would say, to your point about Brazil, I think that they could be one of the disappointments of the tournament. I think that they're a team that's in a bit of transition right now. Normally they come into these tournaments and they are the favorite. I think that Brazil may have trouble getting out of the group stage and then not advancing very far in the knockout stage. And then quickly on Argentina, the defending champions, I think that they're sort of like a middle-tier team. They're not what they once were, but they still have Lionel Messi. They still have Julian Alvarez, who are top players, and they'll be a tough out. But I would say right now, if you were to ask me who's going to win, to me, either France or Spain are the likely candidates. But it's why they play the games. You just never know.
All right, I only got 30 seconds left, but give me, we have some of our listeners like they like a little action, like a little action. If they want to take a flyer, you mentioned Argentina, they're plus 1,000 right now. If there's a sneaky flyer out there that in the month we're going to be talking about, oh my gosh, I can't believe these people were there. Who would be a good risk for a flyer?
I would say I'll give you two teams. Croatia, never count out Croatia at these big events. They're a former World Cup semifinalist. They're a strong candidate for that. And then Morocco. Morocco made the semis in 2022. They're one of the best countries in Africa, will be a very tough out. So look for those two teams if they make a little bit of a run to give you some action.
I appreciate it. It's a great job by you. Hopefully, I know you're going to be very busy, but I'd love to reach out to you, as the tournament develops a little bit, maybe get you in here again to help us out with this.
It's my pleasure, Tom. Enjoy the World Cup, and thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
All right, thank you. That's Lukas Weese. Follow him at The Athletic covering the World Cup. Great job by him. Very, very good job by him. All right, let's get a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up hour number one, set you up for hour number two next here on the Tom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Tom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Line movement in Troy's opening game of the College World Series at Omaha, Nebraska tomorrow. The Mountaineers at West Virginia bet up from a $2.10 favorite to a $2.30 favorite. And Troy plus 175 on the money line in the Trojans' opening game of the College World Series. Also line movement in the North Carolina Ole Miss matchup. The Tar Heels bet down to a $1.60 favorite over the Rebels. Saturday, Alabama laying $1.20 against Oklahoma minus 110. Texas, $1.35 favorite over Georgia. Atlanta Braves today, $1.20 road dog at the White Sox, 8.5 over at Wright Field. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Jen with The Haven, a private event space located downtown Huntsville. If you haven't been before, this is the perfect spot for your event. Whether it's Christmas, the holidays, birthdays, weddings, rehearsal dinners, you name it, I can provide that perfect event for you. We tailor everything just for your needs, from food to flowers to the band to drinks. You name it, we've got it. The Haven, located at Meridian Crossings, downtown Huntsville.
These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. Taking care of your property yourself can be a real headache. Eagle can handle it for you. They offer full landscaping services, irrigation, mowing, bush hog, and can install plants and trees, sod, and even landscape borders. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly partly sunny sky this afternoon, maybe a passing shower. Otherwise, it is going to be hot. Temperatures climbing into the lower 90s. It'll feel like it's in the upper 90s or even the lower triple digits. Typical summer weather across the Tennessee Valley. We only drop into the lower 70s as we head into the overnight. Upper 80s, lower 90s for your Friday, with a better opportunity for scattered showers and thunderstorms through the afternoon and evening.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the show is brought to you by the docs at TOC. You know, I'm always talking about these people that I've known and trusted in the Tennessee Valley for over 20 years. Well, my buddy Tom Perkins and the docs at TOC certainly fit that description. And when my own family has needed an orthopedic specialist, TOC was the only call to make. There is a reason why almost all the schools in the region use TOC, because they are trusted and they provide the kind of care people need. TOC is the orthopedic center. It's right there in the name, and they're right there when you need them. Welcome back on a Throwback Thursday. There's some New York music sliding in there. It was just amazing. It was just crazy. So here's my World Cup story now. That out of the folder. No, I'm going to pay attention to it. I got thoughts on it that I'll get into in the second hour of the show. They're going to tell us, I mean, it's huge. It's the biggest thing in the world and everything else. It's huge. I don't think in my lifetime it'll ever break into the top 6 things that we pay attention to in sports in America. I don't think ever. Doesn't mean it sucks. It'll never break into the top 6. All right, Jeff Diamond is next. Thom Abraham Show.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care. No appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Cummins has kept the world running for more than 100 years. Since their founding in 1919, Cummins has been dedicated to leading the charge towards a future with smarter, cleaner power. Cummins sales and service locations are right where you need them when you need your engine or generator set service. And now, Cummins has a new Huntsville branch opening June 10th. They're located on Highway 31 in Tanner, just north of Calhoun College. Cummins expert technicians will keep you up and running. Call them at 205-808-2210.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, managing partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University Kia today and check out our huge selections of brand new Kias, including the spacious Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the slick new K5, the sporty Kia Seltos. We've got perfect cars for every lifestyle and budget. Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities, because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
When you're craving a juicy, made-to-order burger with all your favorite toppings, it's time to head to Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Fresh, never-frozen, hand-formed patties, crispy, fresh-cut fries, savory hot dogs, and topped off with an ice-cold real milkshake. Five Guys knows what you like. Come and get it in Huntsville on North Parkway and on Enterprise, and in Madison on Moonshot Drive and Highway 72. Order online at fiveguys.com or just walk in. Five Guys. Perfection every time.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
It is Thursday, June the 11th, 2026. Steve Moulton here with your update. Game 4 of the NBA Finals goes to the New York Knicks, trailing by 27 at halftime, making it the largest comeback in NBA Finals history. The Knicks are now just one win away from their first title since 1973. Inside the NBA's Charles Barkley on the comeback.
I want to give Coach Brown some credit. Him going to the Alvarado and Brunson together, he says, we got to speed the game up because we need more possessions. He said we want to spread the court. So kudos. Coach Johnson should have said, hey, stop shooting all them damn threes. He deserves some criticism. But also Mike Brown deserves some credit because he said it. He said we went to the two little guards because we want to go faster and keep the floor spread.
In minor league baseball, the Rocket City Trash Pandas down the Chattanooga Lookout 7-2. The Trash Pandas are now 29-28 on the season and 2 games out of first place.
This segment of the Thom Abraham Show is brought to you by Ross Roberts and his team at Valley Equipment Rental. And they have a brand new product for you. If you happen to be standing on a concrete or tile floor, Valley Equipment has the exact machine for you. Now, whether it's new construction or daily work environments or an area that's been neglected for far too long, the Valley Equipment team of experienced professionals can help you get the right floor scrubber or sweeper for your needs. Call Valley Equipment and ask them for more details on how they can help you out today.
You need to be more like a dog.
Like what you guys are doing. You've got your fingertip on the pulse of your listeners. Guys know what they're talking about.
Be a dog.
God bless the show. You are the Messiah.
We need more dogs.
This is the best show on radio.
The Big Dog, Thom Abraham, is here with you.
Hey, I see you. I see you, dog.
So settle in and get your bark on.
That's my dog.
Now live. Here he is, the Big Dog.
Let's go, baby!
Thom Abraham.
How you doing? 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 How you doing?
Look, I don't speak Spanish.
I don't know how to say this, so I'm going to choose my words very carefully. I think you're a psycho.
Do you know who I am?
I mean, that guy sounds like El McPherson farting into Miles Davis' trumpet.
I guess I'm on here. Am I on? Can somebody respond?
Get off my lawn.
I have to drag my Yankee ass out of here.
And welcome in, men. It is Throwback Thursday in the Doghouse. You know what Throwback Thursday means? It means throwback music throughout the show. And, well, I mean, we've kind of had a little bit of a theme. I'm just saying. I mean,
I'm in a New York state of mind.
Why? I don't know I don't know why. Just it kind of popped into me. I don't know. I just something. I woke up this morning and I said, you know,
spreading the news.
That's what it felt like. I mean, you know.
I'm leaving today.
Yeah, I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to go, but
I want to be a
got to be a part of it, though. I mean, this
New York, New York.
You tell them, Frank. They played that thing. Nobody would leave the game last night. I mean, they were there for an hour. The people were there for an hour. I watched post game for an hour and a half, and the people were still milling about. Even the Stars. I mean, it was just absolutely crazy. We'll get more into that as the show rolls on. We welcome in a new audience listening in Nashville on Nashville Sports Radio and in Murfreesboro as well, to go along with our friends at 97.7 ESPN in Huntsville and ESPN Winchester as well. We'll get the phone lines open up in a bit, 256-576-4977. Many of you have been using the text window, 732-9TA-SHOW, 732-982-7469. We'll review those and read those for you coming up later on in this hour. You can watch the show as well, WZZN TV on YouTube or on the Facebook and on the X. You can find it at my X feed at Thom Abraham Show. And if you go there, you'll find the smiling face of one Jeff Diamond who joins us. And it's very, very busy time on the sports calendar with the World Cup starting today and the NHL playoffs are off the chain. The NBA playoffs are off the chain. And there's OTAs going on around the country as well. Just so much going on. And, of course, Jeff will be glued to his TV on Sunday for the United Bowl, which is the championship game of the World League. What do they call it? The United Football League. So I know you'll be watching that. Maybe. Who knows? Maybe not. Jeff joins us now. Jeff, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, Tom, I'm fine. How are you doing? I'm a little tired like you. I was up late last night, too, watching post game. I love hearing Barkley talk about the game and his comrades on the post game stuff. But, yeah, that was quite the crazy night. I almost turned it off about 3 times, but still stuck with it. And lo and behold, the Knicks found a way to get it done. I got to tell you, Tom, though, I had a really hard time last night because I've been pulling for the Knicks. But then when I see all the celebrities in the stands that are dancing and Taylor Swift and all these people, and then I start to say, I'm not so sure that I love that when they kind of show up when the Knicks are good. And so, I mean, Spike Lee's there all the time, which is great. But
some of the other ones are, I mean, Jerry Seinfeld goes to a lot of games, and there are others. Chalamet has season tickets. I mean, there are numerous ones that do. You just don't see it very much. Larry David has season tickets. And apparently, I didn't know that Taylor Swift, who was from Nashville, I didn't know that Taylor Swift was a huge Knicks fan and that she had a home in New York as well. And that, she was she had Stevie Nicks shirt on it, which I thought was pretty cool. She had that Stevie Nicks shirt. But, she was at the Knicks-Cavs game with Travis Kelce, who is from Cleveland and is a big Cavs fan. And so I thought my mind, when I think back about that game, when she was there, I thought she was pulling for the Cavs with her husband, Travis Kelce. And then all of a sudden, now she's at the Knicks game. And she's pulling for the Knicks. I'm like, what's going on here? But
exactly. When I see all those celebrities, though, I kind of get a little bit more towards the Spurs and cheering for the Spurs. Yeah. But then when Wemby throws his elbows and gets his flagrants, which we saw in the Timberwolves series when he elbowed Naz Reid, then I'm back on the Knicks. But I love Jalen Brunson, though, because he's fun to watch. And it's a great series as it's turned out. And I don't know that it's over yet, because I honestly think the Spurs are the better team, but they just don't know how to win yet.
Yeah, no, it's over because this is my NBA guy, Bo Estes from NBA.com. He calls this is the old guys in the gym mentality. What you got is a young team in the Spurs that are liable to win 3 of the next 5 championships. They ain't winning this one, though. And what this is that this is the old guys who show up at the gym and just know how to play, and they don't care what the score is and everything else. And And that's what you got. You got a veteran team against a team that's loaded with talent but does brain dead things. I mean, how does nobody box out on Brunson's shot and you let OG Anunoby have a free run at the basket and there's fundamental basketball just box out? And why is Wemby, who's 9 foot tall, what's he doing out there at the 3-point line? He's the guy that needs to be under the basket. He rebounds that ball. Forget about it. It's over. And then before that, DeAndre Fox, what's he doing going for the layup and get him blocked? Pull that ball out, skate around a little bit, to use a hockey term. Skate around, kill a little clock, make them foul you, go to the foul line. I mean, they did some really dumb things. They lost it as much as, as much as the Knicks wanted.
Well, there's no doubt about that. And I had the exact same thoughts about Wemby. Why are you not under the basket in that situation? And same thing with De'Aaron Fox, who is the veteran on that team. Yeah. And he makes this boneheaded move. And then he says afterwards, well, I think you have to make the basket. No, you don't. You need to kill clock. It's under 24 seconds. Kill clock and get fouled and go to the free throw line. No, not a good move. And he still was denying it after the game.
No, he could have run around. I mean, it was 11 seconds left at that time, and he could have run and made, Anunoby chase him, kill another few seconds, and then get fouled. But that's what had happened. So now, I hate it for the Falcon fans listening to bring up 28-3. But you and I have been around for a minute, and there are a lot of things that we have seen. I mean, Miracle on Ice. I mean, there are so many different things that we have seen in various sports. College football, my gosh, the list goes on, forever. But, what I think this is, if this was for the championship, it's the greatest game in the history of the NBA. But what are some of the things that you remember, stunning moments that were like, you got to be kidding me what I just saw?
Yeah, exactly. And there are a ton of them. And I was thinking about that as you mentioned it, the subject. And of course, for me personally, I'm going to go back to the Music City Miracle with the Titans on the kickoff return play in 1999. That kind of jump-started our run to the Super Bowl. And that was more from a personal standpoint, but certainly one of the great plays in NFL history. And I think of other great plays. I think of the David Tyree catch in the Super Bowl that ruined the Patriots' perfect season, set up the winning touchdown pass in that game. And of course, you mentioned the Miracle on Ice and beating the Russians. That was a fantastic moment. And even going back to the Olympics this year with Jack Hughes' goal. I mean, there's just so many great moments. And this is what makes sports great, is that you can have these debates about what are the greatest moments of all time. And I've had high moments that are phenomenal. I've had down moments when Gary Anderson missed the field goal that cost us a Super Bowl with the Vikings in 1998, and Atlanta beat us in overtime. So there are lots of moments personally and that I've watched as a fan, and certainly great moments in World Series and great moments in NHL playoffs. But last night was certainly up there on the list of kind of a shocking, and not much shocks me in sports, but that 29-point deficit, that's pretty surprising that a team can come back and a team can score 76 points in the first half and 30 in the second half. Crazy.
Yeah. And threw everything in. I mean, they were making everything they looked at. It was laughable to watch them in the first half just make every shot. It seemed like that 16 of 21, I think, in 3-point shots. It was crazy. I was going to mention to Gary Anderson, I know you're on the wrong side of that deal, but for our younger listeners, so to understanding, in 98, I believe, tell me if I'm lying, I believe the Vikings are 15-1. Is that right? In
yes.
1998?
Yes, we were.
And hosting that platform. And Gary Anderson, the place kicker for the Vikings, I believe had not missed a field goal the entire season. Is that right?
He had not missed a kick, a field goal, or an extra point the whole season.
He hadn't missed a field goal or an extra point the entire season. And I think that kick, what was it, 44, 43? It wasn't a real bomb or anything.
38, Tom. 38 it was 38.
38 yards. And not missed a kick the entire season, and the team was 15-1. And he mixed it left. It just
And I'm in our management box, and I'm ready to. We're up 7 points at the time, and there was 2 minutes to go, and I'm ready to walk down to the field for the trophy presentation and get ready to go to the Super Bowl in Miami. And he hooks it left, and Atlanta comes down the field. We drop an interception in the end zone, and Chris Chandler throws a touchdown pass, ties the game. We go to overtime. Randall Cunningham is trying to throw bombs to Randy Moss with Chris Carter wide open underneath. And all of a sudden they go down the field, and the other Anderson, Morton Anderson, kicks the winning field goal. Same spot, 38 yards again.
Yeah. And that was the year you were named the NFL Executive of the Year. So
Yes.
And that's also the last game for you as a Vikings official. And so
it was.
That was it. So, yeah,
it was, and it was the most painful one, Tom, in my career with the Vikings, or with the Titans too, for that matter. Even losing a Super Bowl the next year was not as hard to take as losing in the NFC title game the way we lost that game, because at least we got to the Super Bowl with the Titans. And I always felt that the conference championship game is the most pressure-filled game, because if you get to a Super Bowl, you're there. But when you lose that conference championship game, that is just so devastating. And the way we lost that game in overtime with the missed field goal, the whole way it unfolded, that was the most excruciating game of my career. And I would imagine that the Spurs are feeling a little bit like that today.
Yeah, well, and that Titans team overachieved. I mean, won those games on the road. Then they had beaten the Jacksonville Jaguars, I think, 3 times. The only losses the Jags had that season were to the Titans.
Yes.
So that team overachieved. All right, let's start with the Titans too. You can't swing a dead cat without finding an article online that talks about 2 words: Cam Ward struggles. Cam Ward struggles. It's June, okay? But the dude was like 500 in the first 2 days of OTAs, including 7-on-7. And I'm just going to say this: the quarterbacks, decent, not great, decent quarterbacks in the NFL, 7-on-7, the ball never hits the ground. I mean, even with the Titans, Mitch Trubisky was 13 of 15 during the 7-on-7 period on Monday. That's typically what you do in 7-on-7. And Cam Ward has had his struggle. He's probably looked 3rd best out of the 3 quarterbacks if you just dropped him from the moon and said go get it, and then realize that he is the starter. But there could be a lot. A lot of people are saying, well, you know what? Caleb Williams struggled last year in the summer after his rookie year, and Drake May struggled last year in the summer after his rookie year. And look at the years those guys had in year 2. Doesn't feel like Cam Ward's headed for that, but who knows?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of over analysis that goes on in OTAs and mini camps and things this time of year, especially when you've got a new head coach, new offensive coordinator. Cam Ward is learning Brian Daboll's offense, and so I think you have to cut the young guys some slack in this situation. And let's see what's going on during training camp, when the pads are on, when it's 11-on-11, when there are joint practices, when there are preseason games, when he's maybe not going to play as much. But I think that is more the telling sign of what's going on. And truly, when you get to opening day in the regular season, of course. But at this point in time, new offense, new coordinator, and some new receivers for Cam Ward. But as you said, 7-on-7, you should be a little more accurate than 50%.
Yeah, 7-on-7, the ball can't hit the ground. And the one thing about preseason, I'll be very interested to see how Robert Saleh and Brian Daboll handle this. You said, he probably won't play too much. 3 games, new offense, not a great year last year. I think he needs to play. I think he needs to play a half in all 3 games. I mean, this is not Tom Brady, okay? This is not Aaron Rodgers, who doesn't have to play in preseason games. This is Cam Ward coming off of a sketchy season and with a new system. Don't wait till week 1 to figure it out. I mean, I think he needs to play significant snaps in the preseason.
Yeah, I tend to agree, Tom. I think maybe not game 3, but certainly the first 2 games. Kind of the slippery slope there is if you're going to play your starting quarterback, then you better play your starting offensive line to protect the guy, and you better play your top receivers. And coaches just don't want to do that, and so it's tough to make that determination. But when you're coming off a bad season and low expectations comparatively, then why not? Why not give him more experience? Why not give him a chance to play with these guys, with the top receivers on the team, and have a chance to see how he does? So I would agree, certainly for the first two preseason games, and yeah, give him more snaps. He needs it. And especially if I assume the Titans have joint practices with somebody this year, and that's when coaches really want to get those guys all the reps. And it's kind of interesting when we talk about reps. And up here in Minnesota, there's kind of a big controversy this week with Kyler Murray, who spouted off this week to the media, and they asked him kind of an innocuous question about, well, what's the toughest part of your transition to the Vikings from the Cardinals? And he goes, not getting enough reps, because I'm used to having all the reps as a starting quarterback, and now I have to share the reps with J.J. McCarthy. And the question came to Kyler Murray after a practice where he threw 2 picks in a minicamp practice. And so it came off kind of sounding like he's making excuses. So Kyler Murray, and I'm sure Kevin O'Connell, the head coach, probably took him aside afterwards and said, hey, Kyler, let's not talk about reps. Let's not talk about competition with McCarthy. Just talk about, I'm learning the offense. I'm getting acquainted with my receivers. Sometimes players just talk too much, and they just need to be more vanilla. And I think that's what happened with Kyler Murray this week. And we'll see how that one shakes out.
Has he been told that he's QB1 right from the get-go? Did he come there as QB1?
No.
I thought he was.
No, he hasn't. By the way, he was cut by Arizona, who's paying him $36.8 million not to play for them. And he's come to a team that has a returning starting quarterback in McCarthy. Now, the assumption is that Kyler Murray is going to be the guy opening day against the Packers. But hey, Kyler Murray's had injury issues. So has McCarthy. We don't know how it's going to turn out. And to be complaining publicly about not getting enough reps, it just comes off as really kind of an excuse at this point in time, and not a smart play by a veteran quarterback in Murray.
Yeah. And Jeff Diamond with us here, former NFL Executive of the Year. In other NFL news, so Caleb Williams, I mean, not since Peyton Hillis was on the cover, man, they had the fan vote, right? And Cleveland Brown fans, which I tell people all the time, you don't realize how big the Browns backers are all around the country. And God forbid they ever get good for a minute. If the Browns ever win a playoff game or get back in an AFC championship game or something, you want to think that the fans are coming out of the woodwork for the Knicks. The Browns fans they're everywhere. And they had the fan vote as to who would go on the cover that year. And Peyton Hillis, who had 1,000 yards for the Browns, was on the cover of Madden. So Caleb Williams was selected to be on the cover of Madden. And I'm sitting there thinking, geez, what about Matt Stafford? What about Sam Darnold? What about Drake May? I mean, Caleb Williams? How does he get on the cover of Madden?
Well, how about talking about the Browns? How about Myles Garrett? Put a defensive guy who just set the NFL sack record and just got traded to the Rams. How about Jackson Smith and Jigba? I mean, I could think of 10 guys or 20 guys that are more worthy of Caleb Williams. And not that it's that big a deal to be the Madden cover guy, but it is sort of an honor. And you look at, okay, who's been recent years? Saquon Barkley after a Super Bowl, Christian McCaffrey after Offensive Player of the Year, Josh Allen, John Madden after he passed away, Tom Brady, Lamar Jackson, Caleb Williams. He was 22nd in passer rating last year. Yeah, he got the Bears, led him to the NFC North title and had some great comebacks. But as I said, his passer rating, 22nd ranked in the league, and he hasn't been to a Pro Bowl, hasn't been selected all pro. I go back to, Tom, remember my old coach, Denny Green?
Oh,
and his famous quote when he was with the Cardinals, after they lost to the Bears, and he said,
who they thought we were. He crowned them.
Yeah, we're not ready to crown him yet, and I'm not ready to crown Caleb Williams yet.
Yeah, don't crown him yet, for sure. And then finally, there's the little girl with the curl, as I like to call him, Baker Mayfield. In other words, he's really cute and gives you a lot of regular season stuff and some great moments, and then he'll turn the ball over and hasn't really done anything yet in the postseason that has made anybody go nuts. He's good, not great. He has great moments, but then he falls back again, and he's looking for a contract extension with the Bucs, and the Bucs and him are apparently miles apart. And it's very interesting because, things start popping up. Are the Steelers looking to make a trade for Baker Mayfield? Are the Browns interested in bringing Baker Mayfield back, and so on and so forth? We know it's a quarterback-starved league. I think they'll end up getting it done. But Baker has always had a little bit of a higher opinion of himself than everybody else does. So it's going to be very interesting to see if they can get that done. This is a guy that just 3 years ago or so was flopping around between Carolina and L.A., trying to get a job.
Yeah, exactly. And by the way, there's a pretty good quarterback class coming next year that I'm sure the Bucs are thinking about too, before they want to give Baker Mayfield $50 million a year or 45 or 40, whatever it's going to take to get that deal done. And so I think some of these teams are really skittish on these quarterback deals. When you think about how it's hit the cap with dead money for Russell Wilson, for Tua, for Cousins, for some of these guys that have gotten these big deals in recent years. And so I wouldn't be surprised if the Bucs kind of slow play this. And I think, didn't Baker say if it's not done by start of training camp, we're not going to talk again or something?
Yeah.
And so I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't get done. But we'll see on that one. And by the way, one more thought on Caleb Williams. He threw 3 picks in his last game against the Rams in the playoffs, by the way.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And the quarterback that did get a record deal is Patrick Mahomes, as they extend him with the knee injury. I mean, is there any concern at all about doing it? They've now signed him through 2033. A lot of guaranteed money, $504 million now in new money. It's the first deal that's ever valued at over $500 million. And the new money is $239 million on top of what he was already scheduled to get paid. It can extend all the way to $522 million with incentives. It averages $64 million a year beginning in 2027. His mobility is going to be challenged by the fact that he's coming off the knee injury, and then it's going to be challenged by the fact that he's aging. And you wonder, about this. I mean, how risky is this, I guess?
Yeah, well, I think any big contract has risk, of course. And I'm quite sure that the Chiefs doctors analyzed and evaluated that knee very carefully. And we know with new technology in the medical world that players come off of ACLs and are sometimes better than ever. And we had some players that would have ACL repairs and had much more stability after that. Robert Smith was a good example with the Vikings. But I'm sure that the Chiefs have taken a good hard look at the knee and how it's coming along, and he is progressing reportedly very well. And so he also has a phenomenal work ethic. We know that from watching the quarterback series and his pain tolerance. So I would feel comfortable if my doctor said this is not a long-term issue. I would feel very comfortable giving a 3-time Super Bowl champ at this point. I would give him certainly the big deal. I wouldn't have a problem with that because I still think he is, if not the best, he's right up there in the top 3.
Well, even if he comes back, 100% this year, and it's going to affect his mobility, but he turns 31 right after opening day. Okay, 31. We're talking about him being signed now, getting paid $60 million a year through his age 38 season. Now, we've seen some of these guys. Like Aaron Rodgers used to be pretty mobile, and, slowly that has kind of decreased and so on. The question is 30, 35 even, 35, 36, 37, 38-year-old Patrick Mahomes going to be worth the squeeze at $64 million a year then? I mean, I know quarterbacks will be making $80 million a year then, but still, I mean, they're now signing him through age 38. It's just, to me, gets a little dicey on the back end of this deal.
Well, yeah, I've always felt any contract longer than 4 or 5 years is too long in the sports world, whatever sport you're talking about. And so, yeah, I understand what you're saying, and I do think Mahomes is special, but I would not have wanted to go that long. Definitely not.
Yeah. All right, man. As always, I appreciate you. Great work, and we'll look forward to keeping the conversation going as these OTA. We're in Sports Talk OTAs. So OTAs with Jeff Diamond, and mini camps coming, and before you know it, camps will be opening, and we'll be rocking and rolling once again. Appreciate you as always.
Great. Thanks, Tom. Take care. All the best.
All right. Thank you. All right. We're going to grab a break. We'll come back up. Let's go open lines, and you can use the text window as well, but your number is 256-576-4977. That's good wherever you're listening. 7329 TA show is your text window. I'll peruse those and see what you guys have been putting up in the text window. They're calling it the Miracle at MSG. I don't know if that works. The Miracle OG. I would call it OG at MSG. Yeah, block, tip, OG at MSG. And if they finish it off with a championship, you got to put a trophy. You got to put a statue out there. But what are some of the other things? I mean, recency bias tells us, man, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen in sports. I mean, that's amazing. It is amazing. Greatest? I don't know. I got a list of some of the stuff I've seen. I'd love to hear from you as well. We'll do that next right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
Line movement in Troy's opening game of the College World Series at Omaha, Nebraska tomorrow. The Mountaineers of West Virginia bet up from a $2.10 favorite to a $2.30 favorite. And Troy plus 175 on the money line in the Trojans' opening game of the College World Series. Also line movement in the North Carolina Ole Miss matchup. The Tar Heels bet down to a $1.60 favorite over the Rebels. Saturday, Alabama laying $1.20 against Oklahoma minus 110. Texas, $1.35 favorite over Georgia. Atlanta Braves today, $1.20 road dog at the White Sox, 8.5 over at Rate Field. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Hey golfers, Huntsville has a new place to play golf. The newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue in Huntsville is The Golfus. For a limited time, you can grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month. That's right, play every day for just $99 a month. Check it out. All the details are on thegolfus.com. That's The Golfus. 2 locations in Huntsville and coming soon to Madison.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, managing partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University Kia today and check out our huge selections of brand new Kias, including the spacious Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the slick new K5, the sporty Kia Seltos. We've got perfect cars for every lifestyle and budget. Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities, because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
This summer, we make HVAC history as Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation celebrates our country's 250th birthday. Happy birthday, America! In honor of crossing the Delaware River and kicking Cornwallis out of Yorktown, Sensagreen now offers $1,776 off new HVAC systems. Give me liberty and a new HVAC smart system this summer at Sensagreen with Bryant. Whatever it takes, just like our founding fathers. USA! USA! USA!
Alabama license number 12705/52808.
We are a nation that has overcome. We are no strangers to adversity. It's because we've been through challenging times and always come through more capable than before. We are strong, over 300 million strong, and together we're at our best. Join us for America's semi-quincentennial. That's right, 250 years in 2026. Visit America250.org.
Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. We stay warm and muggy as we head into the overnight. Temperatures are only going to drop into the lower 70s. A partly sunny to mostly cloudy sky as we head into your Friday afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the upper 80s and lower 90s. It's going to be just as humid. There is a better opportunity for afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms.
Your Fox 54 weather. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This segment of the Tom Abraham Show is brought to you by the Golf Fest, Huntsville's newest, coolest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue where you bring your own gear. Use the Golf Fest to play over 2,000 courses from around the world, including that one in Georgia that kicks off the majors. Plus, the Golf Fest is a great place to dial in your game or have an office event or private party. Their third location in the Valley is coming to Hughes Road in Madison soon. Visit thegolfist.com for more info. That's GOLFFICE, thegolfist.com.
Searching for a sound we hadn't heard before, and it said, "Welcome to New York." It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York.
Who did she collaborate with? Oh, no. In that song, is that from like 2015 or so?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years ago,
So,
maybe.
No, I think it's older than that. I think it's 10 years ago.
Probably.
I think that Olivia Benson from Law & Order Special Victims Unit, what's her name, Mariska Hargitay or something like that?
Yeah, I got no clue.
She was in that video, okay? She's been on Law & Order for 26 years.
I didn't know you knew of this song.
Yeah. Well, John, by now you should understand.
We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
I've been around a minute. You know what I mean?
You are tragically hip.
I am tragically hip, So, anyway, so Mariska Hargitay, who I'm a big fan of, Olivia Benson on Law & Order Special Victims Unit, she was in the video for that song, Welcome to New York. And Olivia Benson was sitting with Taylor Swift last night at the game, and they were both wearing T-shirts that said Stevie Nicks, and it was Stevie Nicks from Fleetwood Mac, but it was Stevie Nicks, and Nicks was spelled, like the Knickerbockers. Nobody ever says Knickerbockers anymore. That's what they're, the New York Knickerbockers. I want somebody to say New York Knickerbockers before this series ends. Somebody needs to say the New York Knickerbockers are the world champions of basketball. That's what I want to hear. Now, look. When you think about things that you've seen and heard, it's in two categories. One is a game, the whole event, which that was a stunning game because the Spurs were historically good in the first half, and the Knicks comeback was the biggest comeback ever. So nobody told the Spurs that, look, if you're going to beat the Knicks, you need to be up 30 in the first half, not 29. You need to be up 30. 29, pfft. They had to cut it to 27 at the half. Kidding me? It was the last 9 minutes of the game. The Knicks went on a 30-11 heater. The last 9 minutes. So even as the fourth quarter was developing, a couple of times the Spurs pushed it back to 18, 17, 18. John, you watched the last 8 minutes. It would get pushed up to 17, 18, 16, 15. And then it felt like the Knicks were winning when it got to 9. It's like you're down 9. That's a lot. And it felt like the Knicks were winning the game at that point in time. So the moment was great. That finishing moment was ridiculous. And the game itself was a great game. Now, when you say greatest ever or the most amazing finish ever or anything like that, we need to pump the brakes. Honestly, we need to pump the brakes. I was at kick six. Three of the greatest things I ever saw, three of the greatest things I ever saw involved the Iron Bowl. And it's not always my team that's winning it. Kick six, I'm on the air for kick six. And the last thing I say on national radio, at CBS Sports Radio, coast to coast, is I don't know who's going to cover this kick. And the next thing you know, the ball comes floating down in the back of the end zone, and they ain't going to keep him off the field tonight.
Yeah, it was a pretty ridiculous time, but I would say that's one of the dumbest moments in sports.
Well, is it like not boxing out on OG Anunoby last night? I mean,
yeah. But I mean, the comeback itself, it wasn't just off of that one,
right.
mishap.
So you got the game, and then you got the moment, right? So there's two different things. We've seen great games. That reminded me last night more of the comeback. I was doing a remote at a really nice place at down at what is it called there? What's the mall there?
Parkway Place.
What is it called?
Parkway Place.
Parkway Place.
Or was it the Madison Mall that's closed?
No. Neither mall. It wasn't at the mall. It was at the
Bridge Street.
Bridge Street. Yeah. When Bridge Street was first built, it was in one of the restaurants in Bridge Street. A big watch party, and I was doing a show. Alabama goes up 24-0. The thing is over. Show's over. I sit down with my parents. My parents were in town. I sit down with my parents to watch the second half. And we know what happened there.
So that as a time.
Yeah. So that as a game, the whole game, I mean, that was amazing. Alabama was unbelievable, building a 24-0 lead against what was, ultimately a very good Auburn team. And then Auburn comes storming back with Cam Newton. And they win the game. What was it, 27-24, something like that?
That was an upsetting time because I remember leaving Kelly's house, my sister, and when we left, they were leading, and I was like, okay, well, I'm fine with leaving because Alabama's going to win this game. And then I remember just seeing the comeback, and I was like, dang.
Well, listen, how about 4th and 31? Milroe to Bond. Jalen Milroe to Isaiah Bond. I mean, for a moment, and I throw this out there for you, Auburn fan, if you can be objective, Alabama fan, if you can be objective, just honestly, 4th and 31 and kick six. 4th and 26 is one thing. And that's a freshman who had come off the bench at halftime. Or 2nd and 26, I said 4th and 26. 2nd and 26, win the national championship against Georgia. 2nd and 26 was stunning. But, wide open receiver, hits Devontae Smith in stride. Freshman. But 4th and 31 is 4th and 31. Are you kidding me? Back corner of the end zone to Isaiah Bond?
There's also a chance that you could be a little objective here because all of these examples have been football, and football's amazing.
Well, I mean, my football ones, Malcolm Butler's interception on the goal line.
Yeah.
What?
Another dumb moment, though, where it's like, oh, well, you could have just ran it in.
One that doesn't get a lot of love because it was the Cardinals in the Super Bowl was Santonio Holmes from Big Ben to Santonio Holmes with that ridiculous catch along the sideline in the back of the end zone.
I don't think.
Remember that?
I don't think that was too impressive.
That was pretty dang impressive.
That was good, but at the same time, we get so many great catches nowadays. That was just a good catch over
won the Super Bowl
defensive men.
But it won the Super Bowl. I'll take you back because I remember I said it's got to be in your lifetime. All right, 1977. I'm a 17-year-old kid sitting in the library at my parents' home at the horse farm in Webster, New York, on the shores of Lake Ontario. I'm sitting in a dark. The library is where we watch TV. I'm watching the TV on the 24-inch floor model. This is state-of-the-art TV here. No remote. A 24-inch colored Zenith TV. The last TV made in America was a Zenith. I think mine was the last Zenith. I think it was the last TV ever made in America was that TV. Floor model. 24 inches of glory, John. This was like massive. 24. You can buy a 32 over at Walmart right now for $68. This was a 24-inch floor model state-of-the-art TV. And I was sitting, I pulled a chair up close to the TV so that I could sit closer to the TV because the library's kind of big and then when I sit on the couch, I'm way back there. I'm looking at a 24-inch TV. I got a 20-inch monitor sitting here on my desk right now. I'm watching the World Series. And Reggie Jackson goes, boom, boom, boom. In Game 6 against the Dodgers, 3 home runs from Reggie Jackson. Goes black on the last one. Into the black on the last one. It did a batter's eye. That was stunning to watch that. How about the Diamondbacks in Game 7 against the Yankees? Mariano Rivera? Really? Giving up the hit and the Diamondbacks beat the Yankees? Chris Chambliss in extra innings, if you're old enough to remember that, against the Royals with a 10th inning home run. Jeter's 3,000th hit is a home run. He goes 5 for 5. And it's a home run for his 3,000th. Jeter diving into the stands to make that great catch. Miracle on Ice. But Miracle on Ice, it wasn't for the gold medal. It was the semifinal game. And it had happened at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Lake Placid. And we heard about it. We heard that something had happened. And it was on tape delay that night. And we watched it like it was live. Hank Aaron with the 715. It was inevitable that Hank Aaron was going to hit that home run. It was just, when is he going to hit it? And I'll give you one. John, again, you're not old enough to remember this. I can't tell you what a machine Mike Tyson was. I can't even explain to you how good Mike Tyson was knocking out everybody that he fought. I mean, he would walk into the ring, no socks, and a towel over his head.
Yeah, he truly was the best.
He truly was not, ultimately, but he was, for 4 years, he was the most feared man on the planet. Cut a hole in the towel and put the cowl over his head. And he was just unbelievable in that early part of his career. And I'm watching Mike Tyson fight Buster Douglas in Japan or someplace over there. And Buster Douglas, who is like a nobody, knocks out Mike Tyson. I remember at that moment, he knocked out Mike Tyson. I'll give you one more boxing one. Roberto Duran against Sugar Ray Leonard. And it's like everybody's fearful for Sugar Ray Leonard's health in that fight. They're like, Roberto, this is Hands of Stone. That was his nickname, Roberto Duran. Hands of Stone. He might kill Sugar Ray Leonard bouncing around like that, hopping all over the place like that. Like he was like a middleweight Muhammad Ali. And in the eighth round, Roberto Duran doesn't get off his stool. He's like, that's the famous no mas. He just says no mas, no mas. He was so ticked off at Sugar Ray Leonard because Sugar Ray Leonard wouldn't stand in the middle of the ring and fight him. Leonard would just pop, 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 boom, pop, 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 boom, pop, 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 boom. It was like Ali and George Foreman from years before, where George Foreman, for 8 rounds, tried to kill Muhammad Ali, and Ali took all the blows. And Ali then says to him in the ring as they're fighting, "Is that all you got?" "Is that all you got?" And finally Foreman says, "Yeah, that's pretty much it." And Ali comes off the ropes in the rope-a-dope, comes off the ropes and knocking out George Foreman. George Foreman was Mike Tyson before Mike Tyson was Mike Tyson. Those are moments in history. I'm just going off the top of my head. Those are moments in history that are absolutely stunning. Last night's on that list, but that's why I don't say like greatest ever thing I've ever seen. My cousin Vinny will close us out. Vinny, what's going on?
Thom, you have my permission to be an obnoxious Yankee or New York fan for a day.
Okay,
Sure
one
do.
day. Just one day.
Well, you have my permission for a day. I mean, every New York fan's an obnoxious fan all the time.
All the time.
All right,
yeah.
so all the time. Hey, I'm going to take you back a ways. Most stunning thing I think I've ever saw, 1972 Munich Olympics. The United States has never lost a basketball game in the Olympics, ever. They're playing the Russians for the gold medal. The United States wins by a point. But hold it.
Game over. Yeah, game over. Yeah.
Game over. But hold it. The referees huddle up, and they're all from some, Eastern Bloc European country, and they
All
put
Texas
3
Tech
more
guys.
seconds back on the clock.
Yeah.
Okay, there's no 3 back then, of course. Pass goes down the length of the court. Some 7-foot Russian guy grabs it, turns around, pulls a Christian Leitner. Game over.
Yeah.
Russia wins the gold medal. And I'm just going, my dad and I are sitting there going, what did we just see? So
And
that
remember,
was,
too, those were the Russian guys were like 25, 28, 29-year-old Russian pros. And that was in the day when we sent our college kids over. So we had a bunch of college kids over there. It wasn't like, then finally we got fed up when the rest of the world started catching up. We got fed up when we ran the Dream Team out there, just destroyed everybody,
Just to show them. Yeah,
just to show them.
Kind of like college kids today, college players today. So,
yeah.
But
amazing.
anyway, that was the most stunning thing. Of course, then you have Pedro, striking out the side in the first inning of the All-Star game in 2001 on 9 pitches. That was pretty amazing to see. So, anyway.
All right.
That's my take.
It's a good job by you. Appreciate Vinny. Kick 6 and, to me, it's kick 6 and 4th and 31. Kick 6 and 4th and 31. I've never seen anything like it in my life. All right, we'll get a break. When we come back, we'll wrap it up next, right here on the Thom Abraham Show.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Great food and the best live entertainment is what it's all about at the Furniture Factory Bar and Grill. Head to downtown Huntsville every Tuesday for karaoke on the only outdoor karaoke stage in North Alabama. Thursday night is the Valley's longest running and biggest bike night. Food and drink specials, giveaways, and live music on the patio. And the Furniture Factory menu is fully loaded with options from steaks to salads, plus a whole lot more. Featuring a weekday happy hour that starts at 3. 619 Meridian Street, downtown Huntsville, and online at FurnitureFactoryBarGrill.com.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Hello, listeners. I want to tell you a little bit about Minuteman Press and what we have to offer our community. We specialize in paper printing and can help from designing your piece to the finished product. We print media guides for many of the athletic departments at high schools and universities around the area. We typically purchase sponsorships from these schools as well to try and help them with their fundraising. Once we have reached our new normal, we also print all types of marketing materials for you to hand out either in person, via mail, or at various trade shows and events. At Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement, it's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
Since 1986, Full Moon Barbecue has been cooking quality meats low and slow over a hickory wood-fired pit. From ribs and wings, brisket, turkey, catfish, and sausage to the best butts in town. If you're planning a holiday or a birthday party, Full Moon has a large banquet room. And Full Moon is ready for your next catering or tailgate. Just call us and we'll take care of everything. 256-713-0070. Full Moon Barbecue on the Parkway next to Costco. The best little pork house in Alabama.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and our employee pricing for everyone is in high gear right now at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. That's right, everyone in the Tennessee Valley can get our special Ford employee pricing on over 280 available new Fords. Save up to $15,000 off MSRP on remaining new 25 F-150s and up to $8,000 off MSRP on new 25 Broncos. With your good credit, you can save thousands with financing as low as 0% on select new models. And always remember, Lynn Layton Ford will never charge you any mysterious dock fee or some hidden markup. It's simple. You pay what we pay on 280 new Fords. That's right, $15,000 off MSRP on new 25 F-150s, $8,000 off MSRP on new 25 Broncos, or lock in 0% financing on select new models. Come see us at Lynn Layton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
Welcome to Kern Electrical, where teamwork powers every project. Our champion sales team takes time to understand your needs, tailoring the perfect Generac generator for your home or business. Our project managers handle all coordination, ensuring a tackle-free installation. Our certified installation crews ensure peace of mind, even in the darkest moments. With our service and maintenance lineups, you can be assured we're with you every step of the way. Experience the home team advantage of Kern Electrical, your Generac superstore.
Most current way to keep your power on. GeneracSuperstore.com.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Thom Abraham here from my friends at All About Water, LLC. Look, those spring and summer rains are going to hit at some point, and when they do, you need Ryan at All About Water to help you deal with keeping it away from your foundation or doing damage on your property. Now, his background is in fluid dynamics, and that assures you that they can handle any job, including building and maintaining a pond or any other sort of water feature. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
Guess the Lord must be in New York City. I'm so tired of getting nowhere, seeing my prayers gone.
Yeah, see, that's not really good.
What do you mean?
It's not really.
It's
Well,
funny.
let's put it this way. Who is it? I don't even know who it is.
Nilsson, and
Okay.
I guess the Lord must be in New York City. Come on.
Yeah, well, that's a different topic altogether. But listen, John.
I'm in a New York state of mind.
I mean, come on.
You played all the good songs.
Oh, I know that's a Billy Joel right there. I mean, come on. I mean, that's not that. And then, of course, the chairman of
I would have done this
chairman of
one,
the board. I
definitely.
mean, come on.
I'm leaving.
This is the
Huh?
anthem. That is the anthem.
That's the
of New
anthem.
York. I couldn't have done it though because you played it so many times today.
The other one is sneaky good. That one's sneaky good.
That one's good. That one's good.
Not bad. All right, that's going to do it for the show. The obnoxious Thom Abraham show on this Monday. Tomorrow, Big Football Friday show. Got lots to cover tomorrow. Till then, have a great day, everybody.
It is Thursday, June the 11th, 2026. Steve Moulton here with your update. Game 4 of the NBA Finals goes to the New York Knicks, trailing by 27 at halftime, making it the largest comeback in NBA Finals history. The Knicks are now just one win away from their first title since 1973. Inside the NBA's Charles